Thank you so much for being here with me today on this call. And we are working on December 4th, the supermoon in Gemini at 13 degree 3 minutes. You know, you guys really make me feel very inspired, very empowered to have taken this information to use it to your advantage for the good of your awakening. So thank you so much for being here. So let's get right into it. Someone asked the question, what does it mean to reflect a supermoon? So a supermoon is reflected by great abilities to know your truth. It brings out an awareness in you. It makes you look at your abilities, your truth, understanding your truth, empowering yourself with the reality that your knowledge has brought you to an awakened self. Okay? Now, let's talk about the zodiac sign of Gemini. Gemini has two faces, and in these faces, the energy can accept the truth or it can accept the illusion that they've created about themselves around what they want the truth to be. Now, those are two differing aspects, right? However, the knowing is what will manifest. I'm Dr. Dorena Shine, and thank you so much for being here with me today. I am talking about the new moon in Gemini at 13 degree 3 minutes, and we'll share with you what all that means. So thank you for being here. So as these two faces come to the reality of the knowing, due to the subconscious mind being aware and awake the entire time, there is no running. There is no hiding. So 13 degree 3 minutes is a pivotal numerology aspect that empowers you. You know, it empowers you through the God source within you to truly recognize the truth about all things that has shown up in your form from your past perspectives, from the way that you lived your life, okay? But there is no buffer. There is no covering by a mask, meaning it is going to be a harsh, conscious reality that one will have to face. Regardless if one has been asleep, has been a sheep, has been unaware, has been bamboozled, has been used, misused, or abused, the mask must fall. So as you go through your journey this month from December 4th until the full moon in Sagittarius on the 19th, what I want you to do is look at the planetary movements, how you're feeling each and every day, how you're feeling, because these planetary movements are going to get you right on track. It's going to help you be beneficial to meditate, to focus on a reality that exists around you and that you've already survived and succeeded. So it's no fear. You're just going back over the past, reliving the reality that you put yourself in so that you can get out of it. It's a mindset. You're not reliving it in the physical. You're reliving it in the mindset so that you can trigger yourself to either accept the reality that you've created and move forward from it, but never stay stuck there. Okay, it's an absolute real energy. So this energy is going to try to draw you back into the past of unneeded experiences. You have to know the difference. You cannot get angry at yourself. You cannot get angry at life. You cannot get angry at anyone, but you have to accept accountability, right? Most people are not willing to do that. So this energy is going to try to draw you back, but you as the observer to your life is where the shift is going to happen from one face or from an illusion to the reality of what you know. So you can't run from this. You have to discipline yourself. The God source is going to align the reality to be ultimately internal. So deep down, you're going to get these feelings, these downloads, these conditioning ideas that's just going to put pieces of the puzzle of your life together. It's going to awaken you to who you are. It's going to help you feel and know that along the way, you're helping yourself with your own awareness to your new existence. Now, again, this degree placement of 1303 is also very young, possibly inexperienced, potentially unwilling to discipline itself. You have to discipline yourself in this mode right now, because it is here that the supermoon is going to bring its clarity. You're going to see it regardless. It's going to be so visible and so bright, like the North Star at night when the wise men were searching for themselves. That is what it's going to bring, that clarity. So you might as well focus on self-awakening, because the time is right now. And even if you're not trying to awaken to the reality of self, it's still showing up because it's just that time. Just like the sun and the moon. So the moon reflects the light energy from the sun. And it is here that it is easy to be motivated by someone else's beliefs and following like a sheep and not making your own rational decisions, or I'm just going to let someone else, take care and treat my life the way I want it to look without doing the work. This is not that time. So the Gemini, the Gemini energy. And then you think about Gemini cricket, that let your conscience be your guide, right? So the Gemini energy, or the representation of this energy, is used by the mythology story of Castor and Pollux. And it symbolizes a dual nature, versatility, and adaptability. So let's talk about the story of Castor and Pollux before we get out of here tonight. After Castor's death, which was the twin of Pollux, Pollux shared his immortality with his brother so they could always be together, which is why they are represented as two figures sharing one life. You know how some of us, we tend to want to hold on to, the energy or the ritual of a person. Say it could be our mother or our father, and we have to make the decision. I remember having to work with my family to make the decision to pull the cord of, the cord of life when people are, on a monitor, and if they can continue to breathe on their own, life support. If they can continue to breathe on their own, then it's great. And if not, then they just, transition. Well, when we look at astrology, we must see a comparison between our realistic nature and the characteristics of our personality. So how much of this are we willing to hold as a ritualized, self-centered, or self-natured perspective? And that's what Pollux did to his brother, kept him immortal so that he would be able to live on, because he didn't want to lose the ideology of his twin brother. So this personality clashes with a lot of what we've been taught in Western society. And it's something that you have to foster. It's something that you have to make sure you are willing to accept. Because if not, none of this will ever make sense to you. But it's not supposed to. This journey is not for the weak at heart. This journey is for individuals to see the reality. This journey is for you to recognize that you're here specifically to learn how to empower and inspire yourself to be better from your own life experience. We're just here as a meet up, greet up, kick it, hang out, and you give me this 10, 15 minutes to talk to you on this call to make sure that you understand another opportunity exists. Another parallel universe exists. And the potential possibilities are awesome. Okay, so please join me December 19th, 2025, where we will be discussing the new moon in Sagittarius at 28 degree 24 minutes. And then we're going to share how those two energies are oppositional to the representation of the Gemini. Okay, the Gemini influence is oppositional and is parallel to the truth that they don't believe. And it's okay, if that's how you want to make your life. But I guarantee you, there is a moral integrity and a fabric that exists that if you walk the path, you'll never, ever have to deal with circumstances that will defeat you. You will always be able to defeat each and every obstacle that comes your way. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Sirius, for giving me this opportunity for sharing this platform with your participants. And this will be on Dr. Dorina Shine, and I'm going to upload it to all my platforms on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. So feel free to, if you need to re-listen, go to those portals and I'll be there with this. This will be a copy of this recording will be available for the whole month until the new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th. So you'll be able to tap in. All right. Peace and love, guys.